Let's see if we can get our folks up in here. Forgive me. I'm moving a bit roughly this evening. I'm gonna get it together. I promise. I promise. I promise. Good evening to y'all. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Pretty good. Pretty good. You gonna be in a little late? All right, Katie. All right. I'll see you when you get here. Um, Forgive me, y'all. I'm moving a little later. I wanted to do it. Oh Lord, your band. Um, you want me to send you a link on what you call it, Ace? I can send you a link. I am on Stream Yard right now. I am on StreamYard. You can go there and I can kind of duel. If not, we can just kind of hear hello from New York. How are you? So I'm not sure. I'm not sure what he did or didn't do. He was probably acting up, talking to people crazy, stuff like that. But normally, as y'all know, I have some of y'all know, I have a podcast that I usually do on YouTube and Facebook, which is called Lie to Yourself, Not Me, Real Talk with Miss Lady J. And tonight I decided to go from TikTok because I have a higher platform on TikTok. And so I wanted to be able to reach more people tonight, as opposed to going to StreamYard and going from YouTube and Facebook, and maybe not being able to get as much. Is it still breaking up? As much input as I'd like on the conversation tonight. We did have some of these conversations earlier, but I wanted to get some more folks in the room to actually discuss some of the things that we talked about earlier. So that being said, let's kind of get started. But usually when I start, I kind of like to ask how people are. So, Know Your Nature, how has your week been, ma'am? It's been, not the thumbs up. Not the thumbs up. Okay, just the thumbs up, huh? All right. It's been good.
It's been a learning experience. Like right now, we have new neighbors moving in, right? It seemed cool and whatnot, but I am peeking through the peephole to look at the cows. And so a friend of mine, we've been going back and forth trying to decide whether or not they're real or not. They're perfectly sculpted. He's a little bit of a butterface, but ain't nobody trying to bother him. But he got nicely sculpted calves. So this is what we're looking at to entertain us because it's been that type of week.
Oh Lord have mercy. Ace, do me a favor. I need you to request me on Facebook because I can't send it any other way at this moment. Javon, how has your week been, sir? How you been?
My week been stressful. Baby girl been in the hospital twice this week. So yeah. Good days.
I'm sorry. I apologize. I hate to hear that, sir. I'm sorry. I hope your baby gets better. I know we talk, Javon and I talk often, so I know how it's been for him. But I still like to ask, just to kind of like refresh, just in case there's something else that I missed and didn't hear about or didn't know. So I just wanted to do that. My week has been pretty okay. Y'all know I got grandkids, and so I have my G baby here with me. Oh my God, and he's like everything in life for me. Like, I don't think y'all understand, and I don't think y'all know that he is it. All that in a bag of chips for me. Like, he is everything. And so, whatchamacallit, I have been having the time of my life. He's been here, and he was kind of like doing walking when he was home with my daughter. But grandma's really teaching him how to walk. So I'm like in heaven right now. I'm feeling like everything. I'm feeling like all that in a bag of chips because like he walking all over the house. So I'm feeling all kinds of ways right about now. And so there's Katie. There she goes. So tonight it's gonna be just a select few people that I'm gonna have actually come in. He's your favorite person, Ace. You're silly. I'm just gonna have a select few people who come in the room with me tonight, just because this is more like podcasting as opposed to actually sitting on TikTok live. So I'm not gonna have everybody jumping in the box with me tonight. So I do apologize for that. Forgive me, y'all, if I do not allow you to come into the box. Tonight is just a night for enjoyment for y'all, if you could. So, yes, he is here with me, and I'm having a blast with him because I'm teaching him how to walk, and he's just my little cuddle bug. So I'm having a really good time. I'm enjoying him like beyond like the point of enjoyment. I never knew grandkids could be like so amazing. I just sent you the link, Ace. So, Miss Katie, how has your day been, or your week actually, if you could?
Hello everyone. So my week has been interesting. I took PTO off from work. Last Friday was my last day at work. I started back work on Monday, so I've just been relaxing. Had a birthday yesterday. I celebrated with you all actually on live.
Yes, you did.
Yeah. And today I've been on live with you all, and so just chilling and relaxing. When I have a day off, well, for my personality, when I have a day off because I work so much, a lot of times I don't really want to do so much. Just want to kind of just chill, relax. If I want to do something, I can, but most of the time I just kind of just relax, get up when I feel like it. If I want to do something to my hair, I do it. Not just lay in the bed. So yeah, but other than that, my week has been great, just relaxing and chilling with my children. They were out of school Monday and Tuesday, so I took them to see a play, Annie, a great production. Then just spent some time out of town doing different things. Got back and they're with their dad now, so I've just been home and relaxing, just enjoying you all. Yeah.
Oh, well, that's good. Happy belated birthday. I know we spent it together yesterday. And I hope you enjoy your weekend. You are more than welcome, Miss Lady. And I'm waiting on Ace to pop in, but while we're waiting on him, we can go ahead and kind of get started. So y'all know, y'all know me. Where does my brain live? On TikTok. That's where my brain lives. That's where it resides. It's where it's always at. And so that's where I get most of my conversations to have. And so I've been I've been sick for the past couple of weeks and a little bit tired. So I haven't been on like normal with podcasting. So y'all know me. Y'all know I have my little notebook with like a million different topics, but I didn't really know what I want to talk about. So today I asked if anybody had some ideas. And Miss Know Your Nature wanted to talk about, I call it age gap dating. But I think you called it like women, was it older women dating younger men or older men dating younger women? Is that what it was?
I asked older women dating younger men. I guess like their experiences, how that's been.
Thanks, Bo. Yes. So you know me, I don't like to generalize. So like, I try not to do that. I try not to generalize. I try not to put it like in one space or the other. Cause I think as human beings, I think we kind of just like do, I think we all do it to some degree, right? Some like men do some things more than women and women do some things more than men. But I think that there's always the issue with when it comes to like age gap dating. And so I'm going to let you take the lead on this one because this is a conversation that you were big on wanting to have. So I'm going to let you take the lead and then we'll follow suit. Miss Ma'am.
Okay, generally speaking, I just want to share what the experiences have been like. For instance, you wanted, the inclusive or whatnot with both sexes, I guess. What that has looked like and what that's been like for them, especially in 2022. Because I know this is your favorite year.
Hashtag welcome to 2022, y'all. And if we go a little deeper, hashtag 2022. That's where I'm at in life with 2022. I'm done with it. I'm ready for it to be over.
We're almost done. All right. So I guess I really wanted to get an idea of what it's like for a person. I don't know if I can say that I dated a person like I talked to. And that's why my age or the youngest that I'll date has risen up to 40. I can't. I've been coming across some FB boys older and younger has not been in. Nah, nope. I'm They got them at the shelter. This one that's really feisty, but she's borderline feral.
I'm dead. You
We
and
might
me.
get along.
You really serious about these cats? I be joking. I'm not real serious about it.
I'm so serious, right? Look, this dating space is moving. I don't drink, and I've like been eyeing wine a lot. Like, even though I basically think they stale grapes that are warm, maybe there's something to it. Because
So, what is your thing about the whole like age gap dating? What's your biggest qualm, I guess you would say, about the age gap dating?
all right, just on my personal experiences.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so I'm from Generation X, right?
Okay.
People have all their opinions, and it can be arguably we can be a mixed bag and wild ourselves, right? I think all in all, sometimes it feels as if like I do get talked to and hit on a lot by younger and much younger men.
Okay.
And I really put it on. I'm sarcastic and funny, but it's also out tittying when I got my this is TikTok. My bad, sorry. Mammary glands and t-shirts and shit when I'm minding my business, right?
Okay.
But it just, especially when they're around the age of my son is 28, and so I'm
You hear?
a lot. Like, it's just, I don't know, it feels like it's an interruption of their journey, right? Not everybody feels that way, especially since they're grown. So I really wanted just to get an idea of other people's experiences. There's something I'm looking the wrong way. I won't say negative. When I dated,
You hear?
my generations are no. Y'all got me out here. I'm already on. Is it hard out here for y'all?
I mean, I think it's hard. When you said age gap dating, I thought you meant like older, younger. I mean, dating in general, I think in 2022 is insane. Yeah, I did a TikTok and I was like, there's plenty of fish in the sea. It was like there's trash in the water and something in the ecosystem and this, that, and the other. And I was like, yo, I really feel like that. Like I really do feel like it's trash in the water and it's killing all the fish. Like it's killing all of the fish because this is out of control. But I feel as though as far as age gap dating, I was looking at it more in the sense of like, okay, are you looking to date like ages higher and lower? That's where I was kind of looking at it, if that makes sense. Like, say again?
No, it does, and it's a good way to put it. Hey, that's what I'm saying. At this point in time, I'm going to ask persons who might be wiser than myself. When I do want to know the experiences of older women who have dated younger, who maybe are decided to, if not exclusively date younger, what their experiences have been, how they've gone about various things and whatnot. I'm just trying to, I guess, get an idea scope before I absolutely decide, fuck all this and mind my business.
And let me get this cat.
Right?
And let me get this. And let me get this cat. Let me get this kitty cat and call it a dang gone day. So I don't have. For me, I don't know if Katie does have experience with, dating older, younger, or whatnot. I don't per se. I know for me, as we spoke earlier on TikTok, when we were in the room, for me, I've just recently come into the space of even the idea or thought of like, what would be my low and what would be my high? And I still haven't figured it out. It's been like months. It's been months and I've still not figured out what's my low and what's my high. I'm not really sure where I'm at with it because I know for a fact, like 20s is like out of the picture, like legit out of the picture. Hello to everyone that's joining. Thank you for popping in. Like 20s is a no-go for me because my youngest, my oldest is 24. So for me, that's a definite no. Beyond that, listen, I am 42. I have had 5 children. I don't want no more. I know people is fickle. Okay. These folks is fickle out here. And these young men, one day they say they don't want no kids, and then the next day be like, oh, I want a whole basketball team. See, I'm not for you, sweetheart. I am not for you. I was not made for you. I'm not in your realm. I'm gonna need you to go on, mind your business. Go on, find you somebody who ready to have a basketball team. I already had my little branch and my little group. So I know like not 20s, but I teeter totter with 30s because my second husband is in his 30s and he's not immature. It just didn't work. For
I didn't know this.
that he was in his 30s.
How old is he?
38.
Okay.
Yeah, 30, 38, 38.
That's not too young.
I think 38. I think 38. I forgot.
4 years, right?
Yes. No. So 37, I think. I think 30, 37, 38. I don't know. He was born in 84. Y'all figure it out. Y'all do the math. Carry the one. Do whatever it is. After a while, you kind of get to this space where you move and you be like, all right, I'm not no more. But it wasn't that he was immature. It was just that we moved in different spaces and patterns and things of that nature. So it's not, I'm not opposed to like 30s. I'm not sure. I'm like teeter tottering on it. But like today, somebody asked me like what I do 60s, and I was like, I don't.
That was a visceral reaction, ma'am. That was.
I don't know. I mean,
Nobody said,
I don't know because I'm just kind of like, I look at, again, we talked about these and Maurice, y'all can't see Maurice. He's on Facebook with me and YouTube with me. Or Ace of Hearts, forgive me. I'm so sorry. I put his name out there again. It's a habit. When you know people on a personal level like that and you get used to talking to them like that, you like just be blurting stuff out. I be trying to not blurt your name out, know your nature. It's a habit though. But
Haiti already gave out my government name.
But
You said it. That's how I found it out. Because you guys said it.
I'm 50. I prefer at least 5 years. My highest 20 years, my senior. My latest was 10 years, my senior. I just have like this thing. I call it petty deal breakers. And Ace of Hearts hates when I say petty deal breakers. Like he has like, oh my God, he's like, stop saying that. And I get it. It's not a petty deal breaker. But I was like, one of the things that I first thought I was like, a petty deal breaker was like music. I love music. Music sits with me in a certain way. And so when I realized like dating someone who's like older than me, I mean, you could date somebody who's close to the same age as you and still have an issue with music. But I was like, I think it would be a higher chance with somebody I was dating that's older as opposed to somebody who's like more my age or like a little bit older. Cause I'm like, I don't want to listen to like, I don't know, Bing Crosby. Was it Bing Crosby? Like, I don't know. Like, no, Bing Crosby was an actor, wasn't he? I don't know. I don't want to listen to
He sang too.
Oh, he did sing. Okay, see? Like, I'm not into those things. And so it's kind of like one of those things where it's like, y'all forgive me for not letting you in. I'm kind of doing more like a podcasting thing as opposed to like adding people in. Give me a second. Let me get through this. And once we get through all this, then I'll let people come in and we can just like chat and have a great night. So age gap dating for me is like strange. But I think the bigger thing that I thought you were looking to talk about was more so like, is it and I have to be careful because I'm on TikTok. So like, okay, let's talk about what's his name? What's the guy's name with the Playboy magazine? Hugh Hefner. Hugh Hefner. Everybody looks at that and they're like, oh my God, that's disgusting. This man was in his 80s, this, that, and the third, or however old he was, and he's dating all these younger women. I thought that was kind of where we were going when we were talking about age gap dating. Like, okay, how do you?
That's extreme.
But what are your views on it though? Like, really, when you really sit down and think about it, like, a lot of people are really disgusted by something like that, right? A lot of people are really bothered by that type of thing. But when you sit on TikTok and you listen to the lives, a lot of people are kind of like, why is it not okay for, like, I've heard guys who have said, why is it not okay for that to just not be my preference? I don't think that you should be dating anybody underage. I mean, if that's your preference, I don't see how it works, because I'm like, what are y'all talking about? Like, what are y'all having conversations about? Like, really? Like, what are y'all having conversations about? If she's 21 and you in your 70s, like, what are y'all talking about? If that's your preference, that's fine. You said what?
We talk about a lot.
You said life?
Why are you already saying, oh no, like I'm about to go somewhere left with
No. I said I didn't hear you. I was saying, what'd you say?
I said you can talk about a lot. Like, I don't think like age really is a factor about it. It's about your maturity level. People continue to think that just because, oh, I'm dating somebody older than me, it's a difference in maturity. Like me, I say I was, before I had my kid, no, after. It was after. I was about 25 and I was dating this woman damn near 40. It was, only reason me and her didn't work out is because she started to treat me like I'm her child more than a man.
Because that's how she saw you.
The only issue that I ever have with dating somebody older than me. If you're going to start treating me like I'm your child, just because I'm younger than you and you feel like I don't know something, that's when we have our issue.
Ace said you can't hear him because he's on the computer and on the other phone with me on YouTube and Facebook. He said because that's how she saw you. She saw you as a child. So that's why she treated you as a child.
The situation with that, it was like, I'm baby, boo, and all this other stuff when nobody's around. Like when her friends or whatever. But as soon as her friends come, oh, this my little
She saw him as a child.
Some stuff. Or she started treating me like I'm one of her goddamn kids.
Hi,
Nah, Miss Mamas, no. Me and you, my mindset is way different from everybody else. Just because my age is what it was at that time, don't think that what I'm bringing to the table was anything different than any dude that around your age or older. My mindset at the age of 15 was already on this level. So you're not going to treat me like I'm a child. And that's a lot of issues with that. A lot of men and a lot of women think once they get somebody younger than them, I can treat you like my child and you're going to have to deal with it because you want me. Nah, it don't roll like that.
But that would still suggest then that that's how she saw you. Like you said, like when you guys were together, it was like all good with y'all two. But it almost sounds like it was like an embarrassment because like insecurity, embarrassment, because it's like, oh God, I'm dating this guy and he's a whole lot younger than me, this, that, and the third. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so I would agree with Ace and say that in her mind, even though when y'all were together and you two were good, when it came to other things, she still treated you like that because that's how I would think that
physically,
my thought pattern that she did. She thought of you as a child, even though she wanted to treat you like you were a man when y'all had different situations. She still in the back of her mind, even if it was unknowingly, I would say probably looked at you as if you were a child, which I think
physically she thought of him as a man when they were being intimate and physical, but mentally she probably thought of him as a kid or a younger person.
I don't know if y'all can hear him. He said physically she looked at you as a man, but mentally she thought of you as like a child or a younger person when it came to all of that. And that's another thing I think about age gap dating is that, you know, depending on who you're dealing with, you have to think about that. You have a person who, and I think that's another reason that I'm kind of like, nah, I don't think I would want to do like an older type of person because I'm such a goofball. Like, I really feel like if like, little girl, go sit down somewhere. Like, little girl, have a go seat. Like, go, like, you getting on my nerves. You're doing too much. Like, I'm gonna need you to cut it out. Like, I really feel like it would be like that type of situation. So I just can't imagine. I just don't think I would fit well in that type of situation. I don't know if Katie, you got something to weigh in on this, and then I don't know if y'all can hear Maurice. I'm kind of having to kind of like what you call it for him.
He can't get added on to.
He's what he on suspension on TikTok. He on suspension on TikTok right now.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Gotcha.
Get your life together.
So I don't know if Katie, you have something. Hi, Josh.
Well, to weigh in on what you said about maybe you wouldn't know, you wouldn't see what a 21-year-old will have to talk about with a 17-year-old. Maybe it may not be what we would like to talk about or think that they should be talking about, but I feel like there's still a lot of conversation they could talk about.
Mm-hmm.
It may end up more so the older person probably lecturing a lot, talking because they know more than that 21-year-old. So depending on the maturity level of that individual, whether male or female, on how they would take it. Some people are like, hey, why are you always lecturing me? But sometimes it may not be that they're lecturing them, if they just know more, so they have more to talk about. Been around longer. But I feel like the 21-year-old could talk about like life, just thus far, talking about future goals they want to do. Maybe that older person could help them obtain a lot of those goals because they're older, maybe more established. I mean, you would think they're 70. But yeah, I mean, so me personally, I think you guys are the ones that kind of brought it to my attention. I like how low I can go and how high. I never really thought about those things until you all brought it up. So far, it's 45, my highest. I don't have a lowest, but I say 45, but I can't say that I would not go higher because I would have to just be put in that situation and like somebody that was older than the lady I asked. And then, I guess for the youngest too, like I have to be put in that situation where I just start liking somebody that just so happened to be younger than me. I can't really say a cutoff. It would just have to happen, and I would say, "Oh, hey, you know, I'm talking to a 20-year-old." You know, I don't know. But I know I can say 45. I can say I feel like that might be my cutoff right now for what I can put a number to.
I understand that. I
mean, it's kind of hard. I mean, just throwing it out there, it's kind of hard to just answer it. But I feel like I can say 45, but I can't say that won't change. I would just have to be put in that position. And so, really,
Ace. Hi,
I think my range is probably 5 years older, 5 years younger. 51, so I'd say 45, 46-ish, up to about 55, 56-ish. But I always look at what is our frame of reference. Can I say something that you remember that you know about and vice versa? So there's no explaining to be done. You know what I mean? So if I say to somebody, remember Cabbage Patch Kids, to a young lady that's in her 20s, she didn't grow up with Cabbage Patch Kids, you know what I mean? And not that that's a deal breaker or something just strange, but there's a lot of explaining you have to do to somebody from a younger generation. And also, I'm not very tolerant of a whole bunch of mess. So, no offense to anyone watching this, in their 20s or anything, but there's a certain level of maturity that they just don't have from my standpoint that I don't want to put up with either. You know what I mean? So frame of reference is a big deal to me. So, and then with older women, I think the oldest I've ever dated was somebody who was like 8 years older than me. And she liked the Bar-Kays and the stylistics and all of that. Now, I'm cool with listening to their music, but she was on some this. I grew up to this. I was in high school when this came on. I wasn't feeling that at that time. You know what I mean? So like you were talking about with your music, you didn't want to hear Bing Crosby. The Shy Lights are cool, but I don't know every word to all of their songs. I don't know their little routines or nothing. So that wouldn't be appealing to me as far as the relationship is concerned.
Yeah, see. Bo says, kind of off topic, but I tend to date outside of my race, younger and older. So there's always a disconnect with that, with what Ace is talking about.
Yeah, that frame of reference. That's a very good point that he makes. Very good point. You have to explain stuff to people who are not necessarily from our culture or whatever Bo's culture is. So yeah, he makes a very good point with that.
I think Bo, you're Samoan, right? I think he is Samoan. I think. Are you Samoan, Bo? I think Bo's Samoan. I know Bo from long time ago.
Bo has a lot of explaining to do then, for sure.
The Rock's nephew.
Rock's nephew. You silly. Bo's cool. Bo's cool people.
Rock is not Samoan. Rock's daddy is black. Nah, Rock's daddy's black.
Blackity black? Why did I think you
blackity
were
black.
Oh, okay.
Nah, Rock's daddy is black.
Yeah.
Rocky Johnson.
I thought you were Samoan, Bo. All this time, I done thought you was a Samoan. Doggone it.
Where did you get Samoan from?
He looks Samoan. Like if you were to see him, you would. He's not on here. He's on Facebook. You would see him. Oh, see the Rock is black and Samoan. See. So I was close.
Who did you think was Samoan?
He's not on here. He's a friend of mine from. He's on Facebook right now. Watching. He's watching from Facebook.
Okay.
Yeah, and so if you were to see him, you would be like, yeah, I could see why you would think he was Samoan, but he's not. But I get it.
I thought you were talking about Maurice.
Oh no, Ace ain't Samoan. I know that
That's
for a
why I was
fact.
like, okay.
I know that for a fact. So yeah. So I just think when it comes to that, I think that's where there's a lot of like difference when it comes to the age gap dating. I'm not so big on, like, a lot of people are super big on like the whole just like, ew, it's gross, ew, it's so young, ooh, that's pedophilia. Listen, if they of age, that's your business. It ain't got nothing to do with me. That's your preference. That's fine. Go ahead, do you, boo. Ain't got nothing to do with me.
Can I interject real quick?
Yes, you can.
Love from Within told the story. You remember the last time we talked about this, where she said an older guy tried to get with her and she saw a gray hair in his chest or something, and it grossed her out, and she was like, yeah, I can't do this. I'm almost on that same tip. If I'm dealing with an older woman and she got an area full of gray hair, it's just gonna be like, you know what? I'm good. Yeah, I'm gonna back up off that. Yeah. Seriously.
I don't think.
Just keeping it 100.
No, I mean, and that's your preference. You said, what did he say? You said what?
He not digging the silver?
He said the silver is a turnoff. He said that patch of silver is a turnoff.
I'm not ready for that yet.
Like, nah, it's a cutoff. I don't think a patch of silver. I think you took Know Your Nature out. She done fell out the chair. Know Your Nature.
Hey, tell Know Your Nature all of her clients are off the list now. Tell her that.
He said all your clients is off the list now. I'm not opposed to the silver. I don't think I'm opposed to the silver. I think I could do the silver. Now, I don't want to be silver yet. I'm not ready for it. So
exactly,
I cover my wisdom. I cover all of my wisdom up. That's what I call it. I call it my wisdom because I don't want nobody to know how wise I am. So I cover my crown of wisdom up so that you don't know how wise I am. And then when I open my mouth, I'll be like, bam, look, she's so wise. I ain't even know. That's what I do. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. I sure do. You said what? I what? Listen.
T. Allen asked a very quick question. She was like, patch of silver up higher or down low?
I'm talking about down low.
He said that he meant down low. He was referring to down low. I'm not even gonna touch I'm not gonna touch that because I'm not trying to get kicked off of TikTok. We're gonna leave that
That's
alone.
right.
That's for and I'm on other platforms, so we're gonna not talk about the high or the low today. Okay, we're gonna leave some quiet. TikTok, everybody don't be on TikTok, they be on other places. We're gonna leave that for myself.
I have a tendency to think when I see older persons, whether they're where you see the April, November, whatever, and the ages. A lot of times, I mean, making snap judgments, not even a matter of, you're a horrible person, anything like that, because that ain't the case. A lot of times I have a tendency to think the older person is actually dating maturity level.
Yes.
I tell any men or young women or young men, if you have somebody who's significantly older than you, looking in your eyes, how much you have such an old soul, bitch. Just go out and find an older soul. It's just sometimes in those regards, it's interrupting you, right? And I can understand the aspect of, and I get it, and I'm hearing it especially. Like, I'm 45, and going out with someone 40, being out and about, no problem. Somebody 35, I might start to be feeling a certain way. Somebody 30, and it's not even a matter because I'm sorry, I was extremely intelligent. But if I ever even found myself saying, you know what, you have so mature, you have such old soul. When I tell you, I'll be like, take your old ass back home, leave them alone. They took you off quick. When you're saying shit like this, like when you're trying to bridge that gap because you're trying to compensate for something. And I don't know, maybe it's like different points in life where I think we just one time spoke about a young woman who came from well-to-do family, was 25, 28, was married an 80-year-old or something like that. And there are distinct differences to me. And again, this is all still learning. When you are in different phases of your life, you might be dating significantly older because you're transitioning from adult to even, adult 4. You know what I'm saying? As opposed to being a teenager who 7 years ago was just off their menses or their balls just dropped, and then transitioning into adulthood in that phase. There's a difference, to that. And don't get me wrong, you got men and women who roll about the womb knowing what to do with their life. Got a better grasp on it than older person, making different moves in different ways. And so there are outliers to a lot of relationships. But sometimes when you got some people who are, continually, consistently trying to date in a significantly younger pool, it starts to come across as trying to mold someone, manipulate someone, swindling someone. And that's what I'm kind of like, otherwise I'm on my business. So I'm just like, all right.
I think that's kind of why I have the unsurety of the age space, because sometimes you can meet someone, right, who is in a younger age gap and they are more mature than, like, say, the 54-year-old that you was talking about, who was like, sir, you got the brain of a 25-year-old. Like, I can't do this. And so I really feel like,
you make me feel like I need wine. I don't drink. I feel like I need it. DoorDash bring it. Does DoorDash bring wine?
I don't know.
They do.
Javon would know. But
I'm established that last night. They do deliver wine.
I feel like that's why I'm not quite like sure, because I feel like it's one of those things where it's like, okay, you could meet someone who is younger than you and be more mature than someone who is your age, or more compatible with you than someone is your age. Now, again, I can't do no 20s. And honestly, them 30s is still sketchy, because it's some of them folks in their 30s and they be like, listen, I don't got no kids yet. Ooh, that sucks for you, because I do. I'm good. Thanks. Have a good day. Nope. Pass. Leave me alone. Walk away. Get up out of my face. I ain't got time. And so I feel like it really depends on the maturity level. I think I'm more flexible probably with the lower end of the scale than I am the higher end of the scale. I know, Sean, you said, well, I know that the other Sean, not just my opinion, said that there are some older men who are goofballs, or older folks that are goofballs. And I think, yeah, but I think my shenanigans is like too shenaniganing. Like, I'll be on it way too hard, I think, for like somebody who's like, say, in their 60s. I think,
Yeah,
like,
probably Probably.
Look, Ace talking about some, yeah, probably.
No, no.
Probably.
I don't know. 'Cause you have people that have youthful energy, and then you have people that are kind of like vampiric with people's youthful energy. You know what I'm saying? They're the ones who like almost exclusively that younger. And every time you see them, they look a decade younger, and the person next to them looking like they're starting to age.
I can see that
There's a
though.
difference between
I
that
can
and
see
someone
that.
who's just living in, the world changes. I want to deal with some of the world changes. Let me listen to some of the youth and the people and what they have to say. There's a distinct difference. Wait a minute, hold on. The one that said LOL, well, is this the one that might get my plate taken from me?
That is. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. We're not doing it. We're not. We're not.
I'm still mad.
We're not. But so that's my, I don't know. That's how I feel about the whole like age gap dating. I don't know if anybody else has anything on that one. If not, we could go ahead and move to the next one, which is going to be trigger warning. Trigger warning. Are you ready? Know your nature? Submission. We're talking about submission.
Oh. Where are our other panelists?
Who? Which one?
Jill.
I think she's in there. So
Jill.
we brought this up again. We brought this up today in the live, and it was a bit of a trigger for Know Your Nature. She was like, literally, if I'm on a date with somebody and you be like, I am looking for a woman who is submissive. She was like, if you didn't like me, if you didn't want to really date me, you could have just said that. I didn't have to come out with you. She was like, if you didn't really like me, you could have just said that from the jump, and you have to do this. Like, I didn't have to get dressed. I didn't have to do all of this. You could have just said that from jump. And so I really wanted to like talk about it. I wanted to be able to get maybe some other folks in the conversation about it, because y'all know where's my brain live on TikTok. That's where I see all this stuff. This is where I see all these crazy folks talking about all this crazy mess they be talking about. Huh? You said what?
Opinion to talk about it. He was talking about it. Opinion.
Oh, he said, well, I don't know if he gonna talk about it, because he was talking about he was done for the day. I don't know if he gonna jump in. I asked him actually to be a panelist a while back, but he said he was so busy he ain't had time to be a panelist. So, he said he would mull it over and think about it. But
Sean, opinion, can you come up?
But I wanted to talk about it because
You gotta get on camera, Katie. That's the only way he's gonna come up.
I wanted to talk about that a little bit. Let's start with Ace. Ace, what's your view on this whole like these folks talking about how us ladies, we need to be super submissive and we need to be doing all this stuff. I know you had some stuff to say in the comments earlier, so that's why I want to kind of start with you on it. So I'm gonna let you go. I don't know if y'all can hear him. If not, I will relay what he says. And go, sir.
So my thought on that is that men who use that term, you gotta submit to me and all that stuff. First of all, that's an old paradigm back when women didn't have the means to work or take care of themselves and everything. And in my opinion, it's a caveman mentality. A woman who loves and cares about you will naturally give you authority, if you will, over their lives. Most women don't want to run everything in a relationship, number one. But those guys are insecure. And in my opinion, they really just want to be able to dictate to a woman what to do. Basically, they want a maid that they can sleep with, basically. They want to tell you to cook and clean and do what they tell you to do, but they don't want to have the responsibility and the accountability for maintaining a family. And when I say accountability, I mean they want to go do what they want to do and just have you sit home and wait around for them, but they don't want you to do the same thing. So to me, it's a maturity thing. These guys out here, it's almost like a privilege with the W in front of it. Those people want to be able to do what they want to do, but not be accountable for what they do. So yeah, in my opinion, that's a maturity thing, and most of those guys are living in caveman times still to this day, because the relationships that I'm in, I don't have to will my power to be a leader. I know how to be a leader. I know how to delegate, and I don't have to come in the door and say, "You're going to submit to me." I don't have to say that. They're going to do it because they want to do it anyway.
What is that?
Could you groove later, sir? Thank you. That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. I feel like you shouldn't. And I said that earlier. I was like, it's like I heard this guy say, if a man is a man, he doesn't have to say, "Oh, well, I'm a real man and I this
You
and I
don't
that."
have to say it.
I don't have to tell you that I'm a real woman and I this, that, and the other, because I'm going to
That's
show
right.
you with my action type of
People
woman
who
that
know
I am
know
and
exactly
what I do and how I am. So you're going to automatically know that. I know for me, I explained earlier, as far as submission goes, I don't have a problem. And I think that's the biggest thing, is that I think that that's what a lot of people don't understand. And I don't know if I want to say people or if I want to say men or whatever, is that I don't believe women have an issue being submissive to a man.
to the correct man.
That part, to the right man. So if I feel safe with you, if I feel secure with you mentally, emotionally, I'm going to feel like it's okay. Yes, sir.
I got a question.
Okay.
What does submission means to you?
Submission. To me, submission is being able to listen. It is being able to follow the lead of a person. Not needing to be in control of everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't need to have to control my every situation and what's going on. So for me, submission is being able to listen effectively, communicate effectively. It's being able to let someone else lead me. But just because you're leading me doesn't mean that I don't have the ability to impart my views or my thoughts and things of that nature. Submission to me is not just like, okay, doing the whole like Coming to America, whatever you like. Woof, woof, woof. That's not, and I feel like that's what these people want. Like, I really feel like that's what they're looking for.
That's
They
what
looking
they
for
want.
that.
Yeah.
Go in time out for a little bit. Just a little bit.
Nope.
Please don't start her on this BS.
A lot of people don't understand that submission is not really you do as I say and that's it. Submission is more like trust.
Yes.
I trust you to do this. I trust you to do this because we have to do stuff for ourselves all the damn time, and we constantly forget that once we're in a relationship, that other person can also take some of that burden off of us, and we can do the same to them. But a lot of people tend to, I don't want to submit because I'm not going to be waiting on you hand and foot. It's nothing like that. Like, if I'm with you and I trust you, I'm going to submit to you, and that's not meaning like I said, I'm going to wait on you hand and foot, but I'm going to sit there and make your life a little bit easier, as you should be doing for me as well. Like, I don't get it. I don't get how other people views on it. Like, I know your nature ain't gonna do that shit at all. Look, she got it in her face like, I'm gonna handle all my shit when I feel like it, when I please, and nobody gonna disturb that. But if you have somebody that's there, that's genuinely there for you and want to help you, why not?
I don't know. I think with Know Your Nature, I think with the right person, like, I can imagine that Know Your Nature
let me tell you, they're gonna have to impress the hell out of Know Your Nature.
Oh, absolutely. But I feel like, I feel like her husband, I feel like I don't think that she would have had an issue being a submissive person to him. But I feel like the way she describes what their relationship was, he wasn't someone to take advantage of that and make it be a certain way. if that makes sense.
It does, but this is how personally what I see and what I hear when I hear submission. Because language is important. So it could just be the matter of the distinct. I told you there's sometimes where I'm extremely literal and I need to maybe work on that with the context. But it is willingly giving up your power to a more dominant force, person, or entity. And first, I have a tendency, and I don't see anything wrong with it, I treat people that I care about much kinder because I know the world doesn't, and because I care. So I'll always be a safe place in that environment. I might not always be the nicest way I might emote something, especially if you're acting weird and you're doing something that inevitably harms yourself or people around you. But my tone is softer. My voice is a little higher. I want to make sure things around you are taken care of. So I don't have an issue with that. I don't have an issue with that in that regard. As far as if there's someone there who can help with the load, again, I have no problem deferring to someone who has greater knowledge or experience in something, right? Before I started contractually working for myself, I dealt with supervisors that were a lot younger all the time who may have had greater expertise in something. So defer as opposed to submission because I am not willingly giving my power to someone else. You got fucked up. A partnership, I don't have a problem because there's the yin and yang, and then there are things that I'm not the best in, or I'll keep helping my partner shore me up in that regard, and this, that, and support, and vice versa. Somebody that you can definitely be vulnerable with, that to take hurt you, do the wrong thing, you face mistakes, but this word that has such a negative connotation, maybe it's just to me, which is why I try to get what it means to other people. Because if you're someone, as I said a lot earlier, if you're someone, absolutely, I'm suspicious of me. First of all, why do you need to do this? Why is this something that helps you sleep better at night, as opposed to having a partnership for me deferring to you if something happens, or if I know about something, vice versa. And then again, some of the psychology behind submission. The person that you want to submit to you, quote unquote, the submission, they're the ones that are controlled because they're giving you that title and they're giving you the power willingly. Now, talk about subjugation, taking it, that's a whole different thing. Maybe when I say I like it, I'm playing. So that I think maybe it's the verbiage behind it and what it actually means, how it's been represented. Some people around me, because there was a couple, well, a lady I was but I did learn a lot about it. She got to get past it. When they say they ain't all the same, Lord have mercy. Anyway, she was, quote unquote, the head of the heart, the home and the heart. She was the one that took care of certain things, not necessarily with any input from people, but he had the last final decision. That's how their marriage was. But this is the thing. It wasn't really working that way. She was an extremely dominant personality. So that kind of, it went from the heart and just in the home over to others. They figured it out or don't, I don't know. But I saw it in action, I guess, as opposed to just the practice of it worked. And it worked in harmony for me. It took them a while to get there, but it worked in harmony, so I'm not desperate. I don't know, I'm just like, why are y'all so attached to this word submission? Especially if you have, I don't refer to the tone, the Bible. I got my words, but I got my body. I respect your spirituality, but it's just weird.
Jesus, Chippa.
Or how my husband be submissive to people. Why do you need this? I guess is why we ask them. As opposed to this is just my partner. Like, what is bothersome to you about the implied equality with partnership as opposed to the word submission? Of course, I have no problem if somebody knows about something, or they want to take the lead or something, or I'm tired or whatever. I don't have any problem with that if they care about me. I care about my person. But we can be sitting there having a nice time, and if you say something along the line, I appreciate submitting. Baby, when I say we about to have a hard night.
She's not fond of that.
I have a question to add to it.
Okay.
So at what point should someone submit? Like, in what level of the relationship? Because
that's a good question.
People are having issues with people submitting, but it's not the stage for them to be, I guess, submitting to, or I hear arguments where you have to submit in order to get to that level, but then people are in relationships where they're other partners are doing things for the other person to submit to. So, like, should it be when you're engaged, when you're married? Should you not hold the person to submit if you're just like in a dating phase? So, at what point should a person be submissive?
Can I answer that?
So, you feel that is right. I'm not going to submit to nobody if you're not proving to me that you're somebody I can submit to. That can be later down the goddamn road or whatever, or early. If you showing me that I can trust you with any part of me or anything that I'm doing, I wouldn't have no problem doing it because that'll happen naturally. But if you're not showing me, it's never going to happen.
So should you be like actually going with them? When I say dates, not just like date, like, hey, I'm talking to you, we're going on dates. Like, should you be claiming them? Like, I'm claiming you, you're claiming me. Because a lot of people are wanting submission roles and to submit, but they're not in an actual relationship with the person. But the other person expects that person to submit to them.
Ace wanted to comment on that.
For me, if I'm not in a relationship with you, why do I have to submit to you? You basically still haven't yet to show me that you even committed to me. So why would I submit to somebody that's not even committed to me?
Mm-hmm.
Ace wants to chime in.
I think when you get to the point where you're ready to commit, does it have to be marriage? Because I also believe before you get married, you should live with somebody and you know, kind of go through those motions to make sure that you mesh as a couple. But it's a commitment thing, in my opinion. I wouldn't trust anybody that I just met yesterday telling me what I had to do. Like, I hear women say, I know my worth and I deserve or I require. You don't require anything from me if I just met you yesterday. We're just getting to know each other. But if we've had a substantial amount of time together and we agree to be with one another and we're committed to each other, then maybe some of your requirements can get met. And I think that goes hand in hand with the whole submission thing from the male perspective. These guys who just say on TikTok, yeah, you need to submit to me first. They're idiots. There's no way. You don't know them. But to me, it goes deeper. There needs to be time and commitment attached to this so-called submission word that people throw around so easily on TikTok.
Most of the conversations that I have heard have been conversations where they're in like marriage or they're in relationship of some sort. And that's when they're talking about submission. I haven't really heard anybody being like, oh, I want you to submit to me and we're not together. All the conversations I've ever heard have been like, oh yeah, well, my wife, you know, I need her to be submissive to me because, you know, I'm making all the money and I'm this and I'm that.
But there could be an idiot at the same time making all the money. It could be an idiot. Why would somebody want to submit to somebody who's the idiot?
And I said, I asked them, I was like, I was confused because I thought about it and I was like, I'm so confused because you're saying that you basically, to me, that's like saying, I don't trust you. I don't trust you as my partner. I don't trust you as my spouse. I don't trust you as my significant other because
why are you with them?
Why would you be with me and you're not okay with making huge decisions with me? You want to have the final say so on all decisions and you want it to be all about what you're viewing, what you think. You know what I mean? And it's like, that's crazy because you shouldn't have been with me. You shouldn't have married me. You shouldn't have got with me as a partner. If we can't come sit down and have a conversation about these large things in life that we're dealing with, our household, our relationship, that's a problem.
Yeah, I agree.
Like that's crazy to me. And so I haven't heard the conversations about submission if it wasn't within the bounds of relationship of some sort.
Those conversations are held in back rooms with men saying, yeah, I'm sure most of you ladies have heard the men use the word masculine energy on women and everything because, yeah, so that's another triggering buzzword topic, but those are held in back rooms with men who, yeah, and these women got, American Black women have masculine energy and all that. No, they've been thrust into those situations over decades and all this other stuff. But once again, you want them to commit to something that, should be saved for later on and for a relationship once you have, time to get to know somebody. Most students anyway. And I've had these are literal conversations that I've had with men that think, oh, well, they're supposed to do what I tell them to do. You're an idiot. Why would anybody want to do what you tell them to do? You see what I'm saying? Like the people who I literally was talking to, I told them, I was like, you're an idiot. Why would somebody follow you? You know what I mean? So yeah, it's sad, but it's a true statement.
I don't understand why anybody would want to just be. I mean, I do get it, but like just to be the sole person who makes a decision on, like, especially when it's extreme topics in relationship or in like your life. You know what I'm saying? Like if you guys live in if y'all are living together and it's like household decisions and you're the only person, why would you not want to bounce that off of someone else to have some kind of balance? And you know what I mean? Like I just don't, I don't understand or get that. And so I don't know. I don't grasp it. I would agree though, Katie, to answer your question. I wouldn't submit to someone who I'm not in commitment with. I absolutely agree with Javon. I absolutely agree with y'all. That's like, if you can't even commit to me, but you want me to be submissive to you, wait, what? That don't even make no sense. That's crazy. That's crazy. We don't do that over here. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. That's not how it works. Not over here.
You bring that word submission, okay, I'll tell you. That's it. Equal we submit, we're submitting to one another. Fuck you. I'm gonna learn it in silence. Somebody know it. I'm sorry. It's just, again, if you say this word submission and I say partnership and it makes you flinch and get in your feelings like this word does for me, we ain't compatible in any sort of way. It ain't fucking happening.
Oh yeah, that partnership.
Exactly.
Ooh,
Exactly.
God. They partnership. They get mad about that.
When I say, first of all, why do you want to raise your mate, right? You are speaking or dealing with your significant other or prospective mate in these ways, and some, not all. Again, why do you want to raise this person? Why is it that in your word submission, this particular sort of deference that you want, they have to run everything past you? The word is law. The fuck? What are you doing? How insecure are you? I don't care if you're a CEO and I don't care if you work as a janitor. The fuck you say to me? Because I bring home the money. Have you met women nowadays that do the same? And it's even worse if somebody has either the same amount of money or money, still want shit. Go ahead. Tell me that you want submission in my face. Go and do it. I dare you.
Tell her I want her to submit to me.
He's talking about, he said he wants you to submit to him. He said, tell her I want her to submit to me.
I noticed that you're not in my face though, bro.
Tell her to text me her location. I'll be there tomorrow.
He said, text me your location. I'll be here tomorrow.
All right. Don't do that. You know what state I live in where I got a dumbass governor who's like, write your name and your number on a piece of paper with crayon and you can go get a gun.
So she lives in either Florida or Texas. Tell her I'm in Florida right now. I can come see her.
She's not in Florida.
Oh, okay.
I feel like I don't understand. I do not understand where financially submission comes into play. I feel like
it's just they want to dominate.
Thank you, ma'am.
That's all. Because I make the money, I dominate whatever. That's all.
But I think that's a horrible argument. I think that's a horrible argument to say that you should submit to me because I make money.
To me, a lot of times it's like this.
Does Javon know we can't hear him? Is he talking to us?
With their own supervisors or bosses?
I can't hear you.
If that's your first instinct, can you hear me or no?
No, I can, but Javon was moving his mouth, but I couldn't hear him.
You are muted.
Oh, he's muted because he's talking mess.
Are you talking shit?
Yeah,
Okay.
so he's disengaging right now. He's disengaging. I appreciate you disengaging. Thank you. Thanks, shenanigans.
Look, I wish that TikTok had an option where you can dead ass put captions at the bottom no matter what.
No. I just don't. I see, like, and I get what you're saying, Ace, about that. Like, but I think that's a horrible argument. Like, that's an absolutely horrible argument to have. Is that because I make money, you should be submissive?
But you do realize that that's how it was in the early 20th century, like prior to 1980s and farther.
I get it.
That women really didn't have a whole lot of leeway. If the man worked and they didn't work, they were stuck. So that's where that mentality has come from. And I was born in 71, so I was born in that era where it was the man goes out and makes the money, the woman stays home and take care of the kid, and that's how this is. And we're really only 40, 50 years removed from that. So that's why that mentality is still around. But that paradigm has shifted a long time ago. But there's still some dudes out there with that mentality, like, I make the money, I get to say. Not so much anymore. You know what I mean?
I just don't. I can't. I don't know. I just can't rock with it. I just cannot. That one's a no-go for me. If we're good on this one, I would like to bring up one more, and then we can just like be silly and do what we do on TikTok. Javon, you're gonna like this one. Me and Javon, I think actually he came up with this word, but I adopted it into my wishmaw. We were supposed to talk about this a couple weeks ago. Javon, you remember singulations? So what is it? Single what?
Mute, bro. Now you can, bro. You're not unmuted. Right? Bro. I'm tired of your friend. He's entertaining himself. What?
I'm gonna stop playing. All right, okay. I'm serious.
Singulation. You want to go ahead and describe what a singulation is? This was a TikTok moment, y'all.
I put it. Singulations is a relationship. I wouldn't say a relationship. It's a situationship where you're with somebody that claims that they're single until they're married, even though they say that y'all are together.
What? Oh, that bullshit.
So
that bullshit where they sitting up there doing all the relationship
wait.
Things, they bookmark in time until unless they find somebody else they want, and then they pop up. I got an invitation to a wedding. You want to come on by?
Wait till you hear this particular singulation.
So the singulation.
Ace of Hearts.
Oh no! It's your circumstances.
My circumstances have changed. I'm in a relationship. My circumstances have changed.
This lady, you gonna tell us this?
So this young lady, or whatever lady she was, this woman was married 13 years, but she was in a relationship for almost a little bit over 20.
I think so, something like that. And we were like, wait, what? No, it was 18. She was married for 13 and married for 13 and in relationship, but not in relationship for 18.
She said she was with somebody for 18 years.
Hi, MM.
But she was still single because she wasn't married. So the question in the live we had was, if this man was to do anything while y'all was together single, would you be upset? And she said, yeah. But how can you be upset if y'all both the same?
Yeah, the math ain't mathing on that one.
Did you be upset?
So whatever I was referring to and asking the question about when should you submit, I'm talking about miss like the single nation, whatever you're talking about. That's what I'm talking about, those type of situationships where people, they're not really in a relationship, but it kind of, it seems like it is one, but it's really not one, but then they want you to be submissive or do like relationship things or listen to them, but you're really not in a relationship, but you kind of like, yeah, that's a good word. It's confusing, but that's the type of, when I,
that's the type of relationship it is. It's a confusing one. How am I with you? We're doing relationship stuff. You're bearing your heart and soul. I'm bearing my heart and soul. We out on dates. We go on a family cookout, family tea, blase. But it's, I'm still single because there's no ring.
I've been in something like that. Not saying that verbiage about I'm single because no ring, but I've been in something like that where I had to kind of like end it because it was confusing to me. Like that we were really, it seemed like we really were in one.
Amen.
If I would talk to somebody, I would feel like I was wrong for talking like to them. For talking to somebody else because I'm really not in a relationship, but then I'm being, I'm being intimate with that person, so then I don't feel comfortable being intimate with that person, because it's like I'm doing too much. So I'm just like, and then you would get mad, when I'm talking. So I just, I've been in something like that where I was like, all right, I can't do it. I don't know what's going on. So yeah.
No.
It sounds disrespectful.
It is very much so.
You bookmarking somebody in your life, and I mean to do that is bad enough when it's done, but to look someone dead in the face and look at them. We single until we not, so we just do what we do now until whenever. It's like, so what I'm giving you right now, it ain't the business. You already planning for something, someone right in my face. Mm-hmm. I'm at this point in time thinking most people who are in relationships that do shit like this, they must just be interested in the WWE because you really just want to fight all the time. You really just don't want to be found by your family later, do you?
She's an angry woman.
I'm going to suggest we go to Vegas. You might want to tell me no. Okay? Fly Desert.
She's angry.
What?
All the time.
Because y'all just as bad. That's why. That's really why. Because y'all know good, though. Y'all know good and goddamn well y'all were going on that whole last field trip with me. I will come pick up, including Katie.
Katie driving the bus.
Thank you for the coins. That being said, y'all know good and goddamn well I come pick you up. Y'all coming to with that person with me. It ain't gonna ask me nothing, but you might say something. Probably not when they don't come back. Why ain't they driving in the car with us? Oh no, they gonna make their way back. Eventually gonna walk with the Lord or something. They want for me.
I don't know.
Call me and say, hey, I need you to help me hide something. Where you at? I got you.
I just think
because I'm calling the goddamn police.
Out of control. But in this particular case, in this particular case, this lady,
I'll be helping you dig that hole.
This lady was with this dude for 13 years. They were together, and 18 years married. But she,
they were together from the 90s.
They've been together for a long time. And this lady was like, the only reason, so she was holding on until, this is what killed me about the singulation, is that she was like, she was waiting for someone else to come in. If someone else would have come in with the ring and with a better situation, she would have jumped ship.
But then she would have been mad if the guy had did the same thing.
Yes.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy.
It also, I don't know, it smacks up a little bit of revisionist history. It sounds to me like actually the shoe was on the other foot. That the way that she was describing her behavior was actually some way that he may have been known. And what revisionist history is a way to I mean, if nothing else, if you're looking over aspects of your life, not even be embarrassed to yourself, like, I can't believe that I did this or waited this long or allowed this to go on. So when she's telling us or devoting it to us, and I might be absolutely correct. It was, yeah, no, it was my choice. Like we were doing.
No, she said that it was he wanted to wait. She did not. He was in school, she was working.
Right.
And they were both in California, but she was in like Southern California. He was in Northern California. She absolutely said that at the time he did not make enough money to be in her life in that manner. And I was like, oh, sheesh, okay. I absolutely
to have her submit to him.
Yes.
Now this is the reason why I think there's some gap. And again, don't know her, don't know anything really about it. I only know what's presented to me. And I came at it like, I get what she's saying, right? All this time goes by, he wasn't this, he wasn't that, XYZ, he's going to school, there's potential perspective there, right? But this was what was selling to me. You're talking about, a better chance, a better choice, a ring or whatnot. And all this time, nobody tried, in all that time, there hasn't been one person.
In 18 goddamn years, nobody tried.
That's what I'm saying. I am saying that if this was truly the case, there hasn't been not one other person who's been more financially secure than the person with your husband now, who was working up and coming. That's why I felt like there was a lot of capital, because it just statistically doesn't make sense to me in that. And two, it sounded like there were some things that she had written a couple times. And I was like, I don't know, it didn't click a certain way. And it felt more like along the lines that you had this young man, this young lady, who was working to get his degree. He's surrounded by, I'm assuming, a co-ed sort of environment. And it felt like some of the talking points that he had became hers over time. Because when you look at it from the back to the front, it's like, that was done. I have no idea how their marriage is and how everything worked out, but I was looking at it, and I don't know, it feels like a little disingenuous, but I'm not going to interrupt first, because I don't know you. You may very well be talking. It just doesn't mean y'all together this long that one other person, older man, younger man, or anything, popped up kind of like, baby, I got what you need, I got what you want. She's like, all right, because if that's truly what it was, it sounds to me like you've been in love with this guy for a very long time. There was a time where he may not have reciprocated your feelings in the same way. And as a lot of relationships are, there's some times where, love him half to death. There's time where you're just like, we need more just in your face. Can you stop breathing out? Go through those ebbs and flows. But you were in it since there was never anyone who had the money and security in the ring that you wanted. Like, not one after all that time. Not one. Baby, no.
No, I after a while, I started, as I was listening, I was kind of wondering, like, I think it was like the buyer's remorse, if that makes sense.
What's going on with her marriage now?
Like, it was like, it felt like a coming into a recognition of, I waited all that time, like I shouldn't have, or like, I'm trying to think of how to explain it. Like, I'm not resentful or upset that I married him, but I did want to marry him sooner. And it was kind of like that realization of like, I wanted so much more and I waited such a long time. You know what I mean? It's like I made a decision and now I'm really kind of sitting with my decision and looking at it and figuring out like, okay, dang, I really did sit for that long. I really did. Like, I was really in that space. I don't know if I want to say animosity. I just think it was kind of like a point of realization. Like, no, I really wish I wanted to be married sooner, but he didn't. And it just felt like she was realizing all of that. It was like you have feelings that come rushing onto you. And it's like, dang, like the TikTok that I posted where I was like, I'm a filler person. It was like a point of realization for me where it's like, oh, sheesh. I don't like the way that felt. That felt awful. God, that felt awful. But it was my moment of realizing that this is the place that I play in people's lives. So I felt like it was kind of like that for her.
You're not a filler over.
You said what?
I just want to say, I said, you're not a filler over.
I appreciate that. I know the people that I have been fillers for. I know the difference between it. I think what it was is I didn't realize before. Why are you looking like that? I think the difference was before I didn't realize the position that I played for other people, and that it was just a filler role. And because what it is when you're a filler role for people, you're just there for that period of time for them, and then they leave and they go off and they do their thing because you filled your space and you feel that need and that necessity of what they needed from you in that moment. And so I feel like that's kind of what she was kind of going through. She said it was not, but I feel as though that kind of was the way she was talking. As I listened more and more, I was like, I think she's coming to this like realization point that like, dang, yeah, like I was in a relationship, but I didn't want to say it, but I this and I that, you know what I mean? So I just felt like that's what it was.
She just wanted to sound cool. That's all it was.
I don't know about no sounding cool.
I think I asked if something had happened. And I'm wondering if it's one of those things where, you get so comfortable and y'all decide that y'all want to share everything. And you decide that you want to tell, long buried secrets that should have stayed where they were. The husband's like, when we were in college, baby, and then just got to talk, just slide
Thanks for
out
sharing the live.
about what he was really feeling as opposed to what she saw. And she's like, I'm sorry, what? I wonder if, when he was supposed to be faithful or celibate or whatever, he had had a little come through.
She said he had never. She said, well, she said he told me that nothing had happened, which doesn't necessarily mean that that's true. But I just feel like my whole thing is it's not necessarily to talk about this lady's particular thing, but this whole like just single-sations situation where it's like, it was crazy to think that somebody would spend that large amount of time in relationship, not relationship, situationship, whatever you want to call it, and really be like, okay, we're not together. And Katie said, she was like, I was actually in a situation like that. Like, I just, in my space in life, I think I've been in situations like that. I probably have at some point in time, but I don't think I could do it now. Like I don't think I could do that in this space and time in my life. Like, listen, either we just like kind of like deal with each other on the side here and there, but like to give again that whole submission to you, and like you said, to bookmark me in your life, bookmarking me in your life so that no one else is able to touch you. That's a problem. So you just want to hoard me while you just can just do whatever you want to do and this, that, and the other with no, I'm good. I don't want to do that. Listen, we about to be real even level playing field on this type of situation. That's what we about to do. Even level playing field. You want to do you, boo. I'm gonna do me. Do I like you? Yeah, you real cute. You stimulate my mind, all that. But if we're not doing something that is in a situation committed wise, like if you're not finna say, okay, you know what? I want to commit to you. I want to have you in that space in my life. Then I don't want to, I don't do that. I don't want to do that. I don't want to play them type of games with nobody. That's not for me. I can't do singulations. We can't do no singulations up in this mug, okay? No singulations. Yeah, not for Lady J. Lady J not doing no singulations. You said what? You said what about a book?
She can't do no singulation, but she could bring it around now.
Yes, I can. What did you say about a book?
I need to write a book. Singulation is point of perspective from men.
Right? That's thanks for the candy corn. Thanks. Yeah, or the sweet candy rather. Yeah. So I just can't do singulations. Singulations for me is is a no-go. I don't know how you feel about singulations, Ace. I feel like
sounds
Ace,
crazy and corny to me. I don't have a comment really. It's crazy. There's some psychosis there.
You said what?
Yes.
There's some psychosis there. That's just it's too far fetched.
That's what Ace does. He does singulations. That's why his situation changed.
No, Ace.
Mm-mm.
Ace actually. You mentioned it, so I'm gonna just go ahead. I can say it.
Yeah, that's fine.
So Ace situation has his situation has changed. Ace is actually in a relationship. Ace got a boo.
Oh, he finally is not in a single. Yeah, but I'm saying that's what he was doing before. I'm sorry.
No, he wasn't in singulation. I don't think Ace was.
I wasn't in singulation. TikTok ain't real life. Tell them TikTok ain't real life.
Then it was a rap, so he was never in the simulation ever.
He said
Whatever. They can make up whatever they want to make up. I don't care. I wouldn't.
He said that's TikTok. He said TikTok ain't real.
It ain't.
It's not.
Cupcakes or something.
No. But no. Ace is spoken for. Ace got him a boo. They is happy. I'm not gonna say a name. I know a name, but I'm not gonna say a name.
Congratulations.
No.
He has a wedding. Don't sit up there and not invite me. Don't think I can't find you.
Keyword.
Right, Kate.
That is what
I'll look
was doing. That's why you classify he's in a relationship now.
Oh, she enunciated every part of that word.
He is not in
Every letter.
Y'all are out of control.
Yeah, they out of control.
Y'all are out of control. But we have.
You know what? That goes for all of y'all. Y'all end up getting together with someone you love, care for, you get married to. I better get an invitation. Don't let me break you fights.
When me and my hairless cat take pictures, I'm gonna send you an invite.
You better keep them damn pictures to yourself. That cat looks like a walking vagina. They look like walking vagina lip. I don't want no parts of it.
but we have hit our hour and a half for podcasting time, and so because of that, I gotta end on other sites and things of that nature. And so I don't know if y'all want to go ahead and let people know where they can find y'all. Ace, because Ace, you have a podcast coming up, do you not?
No, that podcast date has passed. However, in the month of November, it has. My circumstances have changed. I've had a little transition to go through. But you can find me at Ace of Hearts on TikTok and at Heartfelt Truth Podcast on Instagram.
Okay. And Miss Know Your Nature. You said what?
I'm telling Javon, I hope his boss is straight because he's gonna play that music in the background.
I'm gonna fight him. Miss Know Your Nature, where can we find you, ma'am?
Oh,
Just here on TikTok. Javon?
You can find me on TikTok as Somebody's Son. You can find me on Instagram. I'm Somebody's Son.
You absolutely are. Katie, I don't know if Katie want to be found.
So you probably don't need to look for me. If I need to see you, I'll find you.
I was about to say, Katie don't want to be found. Katie don't want to be found.
Because I don't really be up here enough for somebody to be finding me. So I don't want them to be finding me, and I'm not up here.
So
I'll send you okay information if y'all find me.
as y'all know, TikTok runs my brain, so y'all can find me on TikTok as Lady J1111. I am on Instagram as LadyMan2008. I am on Facebook as Jamie Man. I am on Twitch as Lady J_1111. I don't. I'm going from memory, honest to God, and that's why I'm like, I think. But that is where y'all can find me. I thank y'all for joining me tonight on this live. I thank you. I appreciate that. I hope that y'all have a good night. Hopefully, we will be back next Friday. I'm not sure if I'll do it on TikTok or if I'll do it back on YouTube and Facebook like I have been. We'll see what we do and how it's going to all work out. But y'all have a good night, and I will see y'all next time. I'm going to hop off TikTok for a second. I got to make a phone call, and then I will call y'all back. Thank y'all. Y'all have a good night. See y'all next time.
Hey,
Get the hell off of my live.
Hello.
hello.
Hold on.